Hey guys, this is Eden with my first ever makeup tutorial and YouTube video. Let's get right into it. So first I'm using Chrome's Cashmere Velvetine. Just applying that from the tube with the doe foot applicator it comes with. I do also use a lip brush, but for this one I'm going a little bit more natural on the lips. I don't know. Some days I like a lip brush, some days I like to use it from the tube. Doesn't really do too much difference to me. I guess to get a bit more definition in certain places, yeah. But anyway, that's what I do. Now I'm going in with my NYX Stay Matte But Not Flat foundation in the shade Ivory with my double-ended foundation and concealer brush by Models Prefer. I'm using the concealer side, obviously. I don't really use the foundation side. I don't like using a paddle brush for that. And I'm going around my lips just to define the areas and crisp it up a bit more. Yeah, that's just how I do it. I seem to like to do my lips first, then my foundation, then my eyebrows, as you will see. But yeah, that's how I do it, and that's how I crisp things up, you know, speaking like a dingus. This is my first time, bear with me. Okay, now I'm taking a double-ended brush again from Models Prefer. This is the angled side, and then on the other side you'll see now, there's a smudgy pencil brush side that's really dense and I don't really like it. Now I'm using my blender, my beauty blender by ChiChi Cosmetics. Cost me $6 at Myers and I'm not complaining with that because it does an amazing job, and it's the same shape as the Real Techniques one, but you know, not $15. Not that I'm complaining. I did use the Real Techniques one once, but then I found this one and I'm like, you know what, my job's not the best, so I'm just gonna buy this one instead, you know, because it still does the same stuff. Now I'm just taking that damp and applying my foundation all over my face with that. I really love applying my foundation with beauty blenders because I find it gives the most flawless full coverage finish, and it's better for drier complexions. I'm probably normal to dry, but yeah, that's how I like to apply it. And that's how it looks finished. Now I'm using my ChiChi Real Minerals Translucent Setting Powder, and I'm just using a little contour brush by Real Techniques. I know, contour brush, and I'm using it to set my foundation. What am I? But I really just use this for my chin, my upper lip, my nose and under eyes, and also around my eyebrows when I get to that. But yeah, so that's the brush that I use. I also use this for highlight as well. I do like using it as a highlighting brush. I find it's good for my cheekbones. I have pretty big cheekbones and I really like to highlight. That brush there is a buffer brush, just called a buffer brush by Real Techniques again. It came with the contour brush and they're like in a 4-piece set for something amount. You can get it at not Kmart. Priceline, that one. Yeah, I just like to use that one because it's really dense and it picks up a lot of product, and I like to set my face with a decent amount of it. Then I just obviously went under my eyes again with a sponge just to get the creases out, and then set my under eye area with the contour brush like I said I was going to. So yeah, that's what I do. Yep, my face. Now I'm using Chrome's Brightening Eye Primer. I really love this. It's a white base. Great for bright colours, which is why I use it on my eyebrows. Because, as you know, if you follow me on Instagram, you can tell I have really bright eyebrows because I like to make them match my freaking hair, don't I? Yep, I'm that kind of person. Now I'm using the Chrome De-Antoinette palette with the shade Absinthe-Minded. It's a beautiful, beautiful shade. It's a pastel but still very vibrant green. And then I'm using a Real Techniques angled brush. It's just called an angled brush, really, I'm pretty sure. Angled eyebrow brush, maybe. It's very dense and a decent size too. It's not a small angled brush, but I really love this to pack on colour because it picks up the colours really, really well and deposits them really densely into the eyebrows for me. Now I'm going in with Thrash from the Electric palette by Urban Decay, and I'm just going over top of the Absinthe-Minded just to, you know, tie the colours together to make it match my hair a bit better. That's just how I do. If your hair is the same colour as the Absinthe-Minded, you don't need to do the step. If you have this coloured hair like I do, you know. You can't see it at the moment, pretty black. But anyway, next I'm using the China Doll palette by Chrome, and I'm going with Jade-o-Lade and Lotus Noir. Almost forgot the name then. Oh well, that's what they're called. Lotus Noir and Jade-o-Lade. Now I'm using Jade-o-Lade just as a transition from Absinthe-Minded / Thrash on my eyebrows. That's just, yep, that's me doing my thing. Yep, and then now I'm using Lotus Noir just to match the black side of my hair, pretty much. Yep, that's how I do it. And I brush and kind of pattern brush the colours through just to make them ombre better. Now I'm using the same brush that I used to outline my lips. I did clean it. Yeah, using the same concealer brush to outline my eyebrows. Obviously I like using the things as dual purpose things, but you know what, why not when you can? Just make sure they're clean. I actually kind of cheated a little bit and didn't put it in here, but I'll tell you anyway. I think it was just because I was nervous making my first ever YouTube tutorial. I had to re-go over the powder in some areas of my eyebrows because I accidentally made them too thin and was like, shit, what do I do? So I kind of cut that one out, but I'll tell you anyway. Just thought, you know, it would make a shorter video if I cut it out. Yeah, so I just do that one eyebrow and then I redefine the other one off camera. Well, okay, you see that part, but there we go. Finished eyebrows. Now I'm going back in with ChiChi Real Minerals translucent powder again. It's a big freaking name. And the contour brush for Real Techniques just to set around my eyebrows where I didn't apply foundation powder before. Translucent powder, rather. Yeah. Then I'm going back in with the buffing brush and just wiping away any excess. Now I'm going with my A Contour Kit by Australis and my Real Techniques Contour Brush Duo Fiber and using the shade 4, that's what apparently it's called, you know, it just has numbers, not really names. And I love this brush for contouring my face at the moment because since it's Duo Fiber, it packs the colour on decently and it also helps blend. Obviously I go over again with the buffing brush just to help that out, but you know. Now I'm using the larger, fluffier end of one of the Urban Decay Naked palette brushes. I'm using the fluffier end just to contour my nose. Then that little brush there is a little crease definer buffing brush that I like to use just to soften around the edges as much as I can. For some reason it doesn't like to thing very much. Then I'm using the smaller end and my MAC Rocky Horror Picture Show Limited Edition Highlight and Contour Palette with the shade Emphasize, the highlight shade, just to highlight my nose. And obviously my Cupid's bow. Yep, it's God I did that. It's so freaking awkward trying to freaking voice over while you're watching yourself. Now I'm using Sleek's Contour Face Kit. I'm using the highlighting shade. It doesn't have a name, but first I went in with the brush, the contour brush, and then I decided, I want it to be a bit more shiny on my face, so I use my fingers. I do like to use my fingers to highlight my face sometimes, just because, you know, it gives you really packed on shininess, and I like packed on shininess because I'm Eden, you know, I do that. Then I was just buffing out around there. Now I'm using Urban Decay's Naked Illuminated Baked Highlighter. Oh my god, look at that, it's so shiny. In the shade Luminous, I'm just using my finger again and patting that on just pretty much everywhere, you know, because who doesn't want to look like a sparkly unicorn in their life? Like someone just, you know, placed little tiny diamonds all over your face. Now, Clara Cosmetics Duo Blush in Shine. It's the only one she has at the moment. I've had this since it first came out and I absolutely love it. It's so pigmented, you do not need a lot of it, trust me. I'm just mixing both colours together and using the Real Techniques Face Powder Brush. Yeah, and that works amazing. Now I'm going in with my Kat Von D Star Studded palette and the shade Banshee. This little brush here, God bless, is a $3 brush from Target by Essence, I think that's what it's called, yeah. Yeah, just a little flat shader brush, any little shader brush will do. And now I'm taking my Too Faced Semi-Sweet palette and my Models Prefer double-ended brush again, another double-ended brush, I like them, and the crease side, the blending crease, that one, the blending crease side. I don't use the other side, don't even know what it's called. But yeah, I decided that I'd, you know, zoom in. First ever time doing this on my phone, so the quality's pretty okay considering it's a phone. Yeah, now I'm taking Naked 2's Tease on the same brush again, just to deepen up the crease. Make it look a little bit better, you know, just deepen it up a bit. Now, the other shade that I used, I didn't even say, it's called Nougat from the Semi-Sweet palette. That's the first shade I used, and I love that for pale complexions. Now I'm using Puddin with Napoleon set from Target again. Another crease brush, but it's a bit thinner to me than the other brush that I have. It's not as fluffy, so it kind of places product, still blending it, but you know, it keeps it in where you want it to be, really. And I'm just deepening up that crease and then going back over with no additional product just to blend it out. Now I'm using Maybelline's Coloured Tattoo in Tough as Taupe, and I'm applying that to the outer corner and the inner corner, as you will see soon, of my eyes, just as an eyeshadow base. I really like these for eyeshadow bases. Also, sometimes depending on the colour, I'll just use it as an eyeshadow because they don't really crease, on me at least. And they're beautiful. Now I'm using Seashore Frosts. Look at how beautiful that is. It's like blue, but like with an iridescence of like goldy copper, and it's like, it's just beautiful. I don't go over that with anything for this video. It's just so beautiful. Now I'm going over top of Tough as Taupe with Raisen from the Semi-Sweet palette, and just a little really small flat detailer brush. That brush has no name. I found it in my collection and I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to use this. Going back in with some more Puddin just to deepen up the crease a bit more, and then buffing it out with a crease buffer just to make a blend. And yeah, I decided to go over with a bit more Seashore Frosts because, you know, it's a beautiful colour. Yeah, still deepening up that crease and just blending and blending away. Just blend into your hands are sore. Now going in with the Naked Original palette and using Virgin on the, so mature, on the inner corner just for a highlight, and this is another unnamed brush, but it's just a separate, you know, probably a concealer brush if you really think about it. Now I'm going out the underneath of my eye with my buffing brush, not my buffing brush, my crease brush. And I used Nougat. Now I'm going in with a really small pencil brush from Models Prefer and Caramel from the palette, the Semi-Sweet palette, and I'm just going all over. Now I don't think I filmed or I accidentally cut out this part, but I also added a bit more Puddin just on the outer part of the underneath eye just to deepen it up a bit, even though it's still pretty light, as you can see. Now I'm going in with Essence Longwear in blue. Yeah, it's just a blue shade, you know. Sorry, got a cough. Now I'm going in with Lime Crime's Quill. I'm actually using Weirdo by Jeffree Star though, because it's actually dried up. The Quill's actually dried up for the moment, the Uniliner in Quill. So I'm using Jeffree Star's Weirdo Velour Liquid Lipstick. Pretty much does exactly the same thing. It just dries a bit more matte, I think. Yeah, so I'm just using the same brush though from the Lime Crime Uniliner, just because I really love these brushes for applying winged liner, really. They're just so tiny and precise, and they do a really good job. Like, the actual products themselves, I reckon, are really good. Some of them can be a bit drying and crack up, and I don't know if it's probably because my products are old. I don't know, I'll have to rebuy and purchase again. But the black one, it was really good. As you saw then, going in with my Roller-Lash by Benefit Cosmetics. Yeah, that happened. I was not happy. Can you not tell how unhappy I was there? Yep, just not foundation, just everything. Yep, that's how I cope. Now I'm just going over again with Nougat, I think, and just trying to cover that up a bit. I did wipe away a bit with a tissue, and then I'm just going back in with my Benefit Roller-Lash. And yeah, it's still there, but it's kind of diffused, I guess. The joys of life. Yeah. Now I'm going with Lena Lash's Tina Lashes. These are Mink lashes. They are so beautiful. Oh my goodness. I cannot believe how incredible these are. They look so natural on. Like, when I first wore these lashes, I went into work and one of my workers was just like, oh my god, your lashes, they look so beautiful. And I'm like, thank you. And they're like, what mascara did you use? I'm like, they're actually falsies. So this is the finished look. Yeah, and my first ever video, so it's probably going to be pretty crappy. I am using my iPhone. Yeah, and if you want to see a picture of my setup, let me know. Give this a thumbs up if you did enjoy this, and subscribe of course, and I'm hoping to do more in the future. And yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching. Bye.